Welcome again to another episode of Vegan Cheesecake.
Yes.
I am Dave Huffman, the bitchy vegan homo.
And this is Vegan Vicki of Urban Sweetness.
And we're going to be here for the next half hour-ish talking about our favorite vegan food topics, as well as the Golden Girls, because those are the things we love.
Vegan cheesecake.
Vegan cheesecake.
They go together so well.
They do. So, and today the episode we're going to be kind of talking about is the flu.
The flu.
The flu episode.
Season 1.
Season 1. I think it's episode 21.
Yes.
And so why did you want to talk about the flu?
You know, I wanted to talk about the flu because guess what? The season is coming upon us.
It is.
Very fast. I've been a victim already.
Oh, no.
But I refuse to be a victim anymore. And I wanted to talk about the flu because, one, I wanted to know what type of sick person are you? Like from the episodes, you know, they had the cranky. Yeah. Are you quiet? Are you grumpy?
I think I'm a very good patient.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm the just lay there and just let it ride its course kind of guy. But I'm also, I have a hard time kind of sitting still for too long.
Okay.
So I tend to fill every waking minute of every day with something. Wow. So when I'm sick, it's like the nice change of pace because I'm like, this is my excuse. Like this is my job right now.
I can just lay here.
It's just laying here and getting better. That's my job. That's how I look at it.
Really?
And I love when other people take care of me. Now, I tend to be like my fiance, Nick, he actually is much more prone to getting sick than I am.
Okay.
Like, you know, like how Dorothy in the episode was like, I can't get anywhere near her else. That's
like,
Nick.
get away from
Basically,
me.
he gets sick pretty easily.
Okay.
And I don't tend to get sick very easily.
Okay.
So usually I'm the one that's playing nurse, and he's a terrible patient.
Right.
Terrible
Nick
patient.
looked like he would be
He's a terrible patient.
Don't tell him I said that.
But
though.
I'm an excellent caregiver, and I love to cook, so I'm always making him soup. Actually, just at the beginning of last week, he was fighting something, and I was just tired. I had just like done an event, and I was just wanted to lay on the sofa. I didn't want to do anything.
Right.
And he was just like, "Oh, maybe if I had some soup." Like, and he would just kept saying soup.
Right.
And I'm like, "Do you want me to go make you some soup?" And he's
right.
like, "Well," I'm like, "Well, you could make your soup." Like, I didn't think he was so sick that he couldn't go in and make his own damn soup at this point. But then, so he goes in there and he's kind of making a production out of it. So I'm like, all right, it'll take me 5 minutes to throw some stuff in a pot and call it soup. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. So yeah, I made him soup.
Oh,
and because
so sweet.
I'm nice. Just a very, very simple vegetable alphabet.
Okay.
I always keep the little alphabet pasta letters.
That's
because you should.
That is so. I'm gonna do that.
You absolutely should. I mean,
that is so cute, though.
And then that just makes you feel extra loved.
It does.
So I did I can't even. I think it was when I was sick one time and I hadn't posted anything on Instagram for a while. I'm like, well, I'll do like an Instagram. I'll just do like alphabet soup post. And so I spelled out bitchy vegan homo in the letters. And of course, you just can't do that in the soup because it'll just sit.
It'll just sit, right.
Sit. So, like, to make the picture, which now I am not one of those people that, like, if you see a picture of it, I ate it. Like, that is,
right.
I'm not someone of those.
I
hate those. I kind of hate those people that, like, make these beautiful photos of something no one's ever made. No one's ever going to eat that. It's only exists for, like, a photo shoot kind of thing. The only time I've ever done that was for this. And that's only because I had to thicken up the soup. I mean, you still could eat it, but I had to add a little like cornstarch to it just to thicken it up so that the letters would sit on top. So it was a thickened version of the soup I had been eating. It was still the soup I ate. Yeah. But I just, for that one bowl, had to kind of tweak it a little bit. Otherwise, bitchy vegan homo just would sink down.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know, I'm probably going to take that and do vegan Vicky in it.
You better.
I'm just letting you know. So when you see it,
to me, it felt like it felt like the most obvious thing to do. But then it ended up being like
so dope though.
It was one of my more like, I don't know, like people responded to it. I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, if this was like in a fever dream of laziness, right? Because I hadn't really like made anything really good that whole week. So the only thing I made was that soup. So, but it was good. Yeah. So I am a pretty good patient when I'm sick. How about you? Are you a cranky? I bet you're a cranky mess.
I am very cranky.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cranky because I hate not being in control of my of things. So it is like when I'm and a lot of times when I'm sick, I'm sick.
Yeah.
And it's like, it'll maybe only be like if I have a cold, I have like really bad colds maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
And those are like where they like take me out. And I'm a beast to be around.
Well, now, did you use, I know in the first episode you talked about like your little kind of cold remedies sort of thing that you made. So did that help knock it out of you faster?
Yes.
Okay.
And that did. And
what is that again? Remind me.
It's, I have it pulled up. It's called a Nature's Flu Shot.
Okay.
So it's got like fresh lemons, garlic, ginger powder. It calls for honey, but I don't use the honey. I use like
do you use agave?
I use
instead?
agave,
Okay.
And then pineapple juice and a little cayenne pepper.
Pineapple juice.
I know pineapple.
So it's like a spicy, sweet deliciousness.
It tastes like I always tell people it tastes like spicy lemonade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know I love lemonade.
Right. Yes. Yes. But and that was so. And it's like once. What I'm bad at is that when I first have the first signs of it is when I should really make it.
Right.
And I don't. And it's like when I'm in the midst of the cold.
That's when
I'm
you
like,
figure.
I'll make the flu shot now. Like it, But I am.
When there's too much to knock out of you, you expect it to knock it out.
Exactly. So I am a cranky somebody. Yeah, I am. My sister's always like, you suck as a patient. Because I'm always like, no, I'll do it, and about to pass out because I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm really in it because I get irritated, and then I can't get comfortable.
Yeah,
then I get more irritated, and it's just, it's bad.
I just sleep and stay in bed under the blankets, and that's when Nick knows that I'm really sick because since I am always kind of running around doing stuff, so that if he sees that, oh no, Dave's just on, so he must be sick because otherwise I'm running around doing stuff. Yeah. My mom always joked that we're from hardy stock, that sort of thing.
Right.
So we don't let things just slow us down.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
that's true. But and you know what? And that's me because a lot of times I'm running and pushing so much that when I finally like. I'll know when I'm coming down with a cold because I like cough like repeatedly, just cough, and then I'll just like sleep like really, really heavy and really hard. And then when I wake up, I'm like, I think I'm coming down with a cold. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
So that's why you wanted to talk about the flu.
I did because I want people to, start now, people.
Yep.
Start now.
Take care of yourself. Get your vitamins. Well, speaking of, we usually talk about. Every week when I ask you, like, what's the best thing you ate that you didn't make, and it turns out, like, you always just eat only your food because no one makes food for you. Well, I made food for you.
You did, and I wanted to say the best thing I had. Guys, it's, oh, my gosh. First of all, I thought
I'm just fishing for compliments. That's what it is.
I thought I was a bomb at avocados, but let me tell you about this guy right here. He made these grilled avocados that were freaking amazing. And it was just warm all the way through, so it got creamy. Oh, my goodness. And had quinoa and kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi. Kohlrabi.
It's oh gosh, no, I think it's KHOLRABI, I think.
Oh, like kohl.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like the German word for cabbage, kohl, I believe. So it's in the cabbage family. And
yeah, it is.
I kind of described it as a. Did I spell it right? KHOH. Sorry.
RABI.
Yeah,
kohlrabi.
And I was.
It's a German turnip.
There you go. So yeah, it's in that whole kind of family, and it has a kind of radishy, potatoey kind of taste to it.
It did, and it has that crunch. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah,
that was my first time having it.
And it's one of those vegetables, they always have it, even like just all the regular grocery stores always have kohlrabi pretty much all the time.
I never even
and I feel
it.
like I'm the only person that ever buys it because usually I go to the self-checkout line so I don't have to talk to people because one of my pet peeves, nothing drives me crazier than whenever the cashier at the grocery store wants to talk to you about everything that you're buying.
Okay,
like they ask you like questions like, oh, is this good if you have that? Oh, I love this. I don't care. Just ring it up. Let me go. We're not friends. You're just here to,
ring me up, lady.
That's where you see bitchy vegan homo come out. But anyway, But frequently, if they have to like look up the code, they always have to ask like, "What is this?" Because they don't know what it is because it's a not as popular vegetable.
Right.
But it's interesting to me that considering, at least in this area that we're in, which is in Ohio, and I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, all the grocery stores always had it. And even though like basically, the amount of produce, the types of produce that they have in grocery stores is so limited. We get like one type of this and one type of that, and that's it.
That's true.
But they still have kohlrabis, so I appreciate that.
Man, but that was so good. You can eat it raw or cooked.
Yeah, raw. That's the thing. Like I grew up with my grandma in her garden. She always had it, and I would only ever eat it raw because that's how we ate it.
Okay.
And I think it was at a restaurant in Seattle was the first time I ever had it cooked.
Okay.
And it was good, but I was like, I kind of like it just raw better.
Okay.
And but then today I thought, you know what, I'm gonna cook up some kohlrabi. Yes. So I had like we put kohlrabi, chickpeas, quinoa, onions, garlic, little parsley, and then a balsamic glaze on top.
Yes.
That was our lunch.
With the creaminess of the avocado, killed it. And the lentil salad.
Oh, yeah, the curry lentil sweet potato salad.
Okay, so I have to say this. I am not a fan of curry, the curry spice, because I had a bad experience with some curry back in the day.
It was talking shit about you?
Basically. And I had to set them straight. No. But it was just too much curry at the time that I ate it. Not your lentil salad. Yeah. Let me correct that, people. It was not the lentil salad.
Right.
But, and I'm like freaked out by curry. But this curry, this lentil sweet potato curry salad was really good because it had a hint of curry in it, and it didn't overpower the other flavors. And I thought it was excellent.
Thank you.
And it was just, first of all, if anybody like that cooks all the time, it's like so refreshing, and it feels so good when you can eat somebody else's food and you know that person can cook.
Right.
Because there's sometimes, come on now.
Oh, I know. We've all been in that awkward position.
Right.
When
and
someone
I'm
invites you over for dinner and you're like, do
of all,
do you want me to bring dinner? That's what I usually
I'm saying.
ask.
Yeah. You want me to bring something? But see, that's why sometimes I tell people I'm going to BYOM. I'm going to bring my own meal. Yeah. Bring your own meal. But because usually, like, my family, they're meat eaters and things. And I'm like, look, don't cook for me.
Right.
I love you.
Just don't do it.
I love the fact that you're trying to make a meal for me. But guess what? Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, because I'll go over there and they're like, you know what? We made greens, but we put yours to the side, and we only use chicken broth. Hello. I don't eat that.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm like, that still has, come on, that still has chicken.
I was at a picnic last weekend, a thing for that Nick's involved in, and we went to this picnic, and there was this giant pot of something. I took some cupcakes, I took some of that lentil curry salad and some other stuff, and there was this pot, and I said to the one girl who's I think she's vegetarian, she's not vegan. She was like, I'm like, what's in there? And she's like, well, they said it was beans, but it's beans with like 3 other dead animals in it. But like the woman referred to it as beans. But I'm like, yeah, they're not just beans if you've put like at least 2 other species of animal.
You got fat back in there. You got a turkey leg. Yeah. You got I'm like,
so it's a nightmare pot.
No, right.
No, it's horrifying.
Right. So I'm just like,
and it was very nice. They had Beyond Meat burgers.
Oh, nice.
So, but I didn't want to eat one because, of course, they had just literally like
slapped it on
the same grill, and the woman was like using the same tongs. Like she was over, like here's the meat ones, and then over here. But I wasn't even going to eat one regardless. I wasn't hungry.
Right.
But I was like, even if I were, because if I had wanted one, I would have been like, this is how you have to cook it for me.
Right, exactly.
Or step aside, lady.
Yeah, and I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
not that you and I have control issues.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, never. But that's the biggest, I'm telling you, that's my biggest pet peeve about places that have vegan options.
Yeah.
I mean, and, of course, I pray over my food, but still, I have an issue because I don't know what the little guy in the back is doing with, you know. So I'm like.
Yeah, I always try to, like, if I prefer not to see, because that way I can live in ignorance and I'm a little better. But so, like, even going to a Subway where they're making the sandwiches and like, it's like too much. I can't even, or Chipotle. Like, if someone goes and brings me Chipotle, as long as I haven't seen what was happening, I'm better.
What you're doing.
Yeah,
right.
It's a little better for me. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like, that's my pet peeve. Well, you know, and I'm not gonna get into pet peeves because I'll find an episode and then we'll go.
Maybe that'll be a future segment.
Yes, it will. I gotta write that down.
Yeah, pet peeves.
Pet peeves. I had another thing.
Oh, yes. What's your other thing?
I'm sorry. Because I love this episode.
Oh, for the flu. Okay.
Yeah. So, and there was a story about. Well, no. Let me ask you. Do you have any home remedies besides your soups?
No. Well, the only thing I do, like I think I mentioned in the pilot episode, I do like a mix of cranberry juice and orange juice. As soon as I start to get sick.
About that.
And you know, it's just sugary juice,
right.
But it's psychosomatic and it works for me. So there you go.
Okay, that's
pretty much it. That's the only kind of thing that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For colds.
Yeah. But there was another. The story Sophia was talking about when all of them were sick. And she talked about the widow Calavera, how she made the green salve for the ear.
Yeah.
But then the village idiot Salvador, he put it on his linguine instead, and you know, it was pesto sauce, right? So, has there been anything? Like, have you been cooking and you didn't have an ingredient or something and you substituted and it turned out great?
No, I'm too I'm too anal about stuff like that. Like,
I knew you were going to say
I will
that
go
too.
to the store and get the one thing. Like, I was cooking a few weeks ago and I like think I have a mental inventory of what's in the pantry, but then I go to start making something. I'm like, oh, I'm out of that? That's weird. I always have that.
Right.
And then like, oh, so I go to the store and I get that, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, I'm out of that too?
Right.
I went like back and forth. I wasted like an hour and a half just going back and forth to get, you know, kind of staple things that should have been there. So no, I won't make substitutions too much, but my ex, he was very smart, talented person, but not the best cook.
Okay.
And he would, in his mind, he was one of those people like, well, it's almost like he should be on that the Worst Cooks in America show. Not that he was like that bad.
Right.
But he did make a cantaloupe. He made a cantaloupe pie one time, which is a whole other topic.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. Put a pin in cantaloupe pie. But the point of this is when he would make a substitution, like in his mind, if whatever the recipe called for this green item and he didn't have that green item, he would just put another green item in, like as if the color was the thing that mattered, and not the flavor or the functionality of that in the so things like that.
Oh wow, that's deep.
And when he told me the one time that he was making this cantaloupe pie, we're taking the pin out of cantaloupe pie right now,
right? Yeah.
And I was like, cantaloupe pie, I've never heard of that,
right?
You know. And I always think, like, when someone says something like, I'm like, there's probably a reason why you haven't had a cantaloupe pie at this point in your life or ever encountered one.
Right.
Granted, you just had a kohlrabi today for the first time, but that's a little different. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've never heard of like cantaloupe pie.
Right.
So I was like, in my mind, so I started thinking like, oh, if I made a cantaloupe pie, what would it be? Like I said, so it has to be sort of, is it sort of like you're just taking like the essence of the cantaloupe and like infusing it into like is it like a cream pie kind of that maybe just has a cantaloupe melony sort of flavor to it?
Right.
Because I could get behind that as an idea.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, no. He was just like making basically a cherry pie, but he like melon balled like cantaloupe and put that in.
Stop.
I'm like, all right, so the basic science of a melon is like 99% water.
Right. I'm like, how did that even
Well, it didn't.
Stay.
It didn't. It did not turn out well because yes, the science of that just doesn't work in a cantaloupe pie. But now I feel like that's something I should attempt to make someday. But
it's got to be like the essence.
Yeah, you just gotta.
So it's got to be like maybe we can put some aquafaba on the top.
You just got you gotta like puree it. You gotta just whip it with some other stuff. Make it kind
it's got to be like a solid, like a pudding type or something.
Yeah, it's almost like a banana cream pie, but you're just making a melony pudding, which I still don't know would be great, but it'd be interesting to try.
Right. That is, wow.
Yeah.
That's like out the box.
It's
That's definitely out of the box.
Yeah, it's beyond out of the box.
Yeah, it's like one of those things like, no. We're not gonna, no.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
That's like water.
So cantaloupe pie became kind of shortcut in our relationship.
Yeah, that's
at the time to about sort of bad cooking ideas.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, not a good idea.
No, I can't. I'm still like, wow.
So the other thing I want to talk about for the episode, as we were watching it, we were talking about the fashion, because of course the fashion of the Golden Girls is something else, and they're all talking about their beautiful dresses,
right?
And the silk dress that Blanche wore last year.
Yeah, she couldn't wear it.
It's a stunning shade of green, and then Sophia says something to the effect of it kept falling off of her, that everyone thought it was just flesh colored or something.
Right.
Yeah.
She said because you take it off so much. Then people think it's flesh tone.
There you go.
Right. But I love how Sophia, again, I know we talked about this on the first episode, but how I don't think it was all the stroke. She was just a sassy lady that just was quick with it. Yeah. I'm like, don't blame the stroke.
I think they sort of like, they explained that in the first episode, and the way she talks is a little bit more like that in the first episode. In later ones, it's just she's just a sassy
whatever.
lady. They don't explain it away from the stroke anymore.
Exactly.
But I'm going to start using that next time I say something really rude to somebody. I'm going to go, I'm sorry, I've had a stroke.
It's my mind. Yeah. My
things
channels
just I can't help it. Yeah.
Exactly. And then people, did you know Bitchy Vegan Hope had a stroke?
That's why he's so terrible to people.
You have to excuse him. Right. That is hilarious. But I'm trying to think what I had I had an accident that turned out great. But with me, sometimes I get where I'm just like, oh my God, I got to throw that away.
You know what? I just thought of something.
What?
I did do that one time where I accidentally and it's actually related to what we were talking about before, curry powder. I was making some pumpkin scones, and I grabbed curry powder instead of instead of cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice, and I put curry powder in it. They were delicious.
I was about to say that might be
because I did after I realized I put the curry powder, and then I realized I didn't put it. So it was like curry powder and the other spices.
Ooh.
And so and in my based on that, then when I did my pumpkin whoopie pies, which that recipe I think is on my that recipe is on my website, and we did it's delicious. It's the I use garam masala in it.
Oh yeah.
Instead
I
of
have some of that at home.
Yeah, instead of using traditional like pumpkin pie spices in my pumpkin whoopie pies, that's what I use. I use garam masala.
I bet that's good though.
It's delicious
with that pumpkin.
Oh yeah, it's
and
amazing.
Nutmeg
You would love it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't. I don't put that in. It's just garam masala.
Oh, you
is the
just
spice.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
bet.
think I do put a little cinnamon. I can't even remember.
I
my
bet
recipe
that's
now,
good
but
though.
It is very good
because that all goes together.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I did them for an event last year for the Justice for Animals people that do the Pittsburgh Veg Fest.
Yeah.
They did their all the desserts for their like Thanksgiving fundraiser, and
nice.
that's the little pumpkin whoopie pie that I did.
I bet that's
people
good.
loved them.
So what goes? Okay, we're going off subject, but the whoopie pie filling. What is that? Is that just like icing?
Yeah,
or?
That's like a cream cheese frosting kind of.
Okay.
That I put in that one. Yeah.
Okay, because I've often wondered, I'm like, what do they put in whoopie pies?
It's usually a little thicker than like it's not like a cupcake frosting, which is a little lighter.
Yeah.
It's a little dense. It's a little more dense.
Okay.
When I do my chocolate salted peanut butter whoopie pies that I just had at a couple of events as well, that the peanut butter frosting, it's different than the peanut butter frosting I put on my cupcakes.
Okay.
And I put a little pinch of turmeric in it as well.
It's got to be a little cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
We have to surprise people every once in a while with some things that they don't expect.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. But I can't think of anything. Well, no, I did have, when I was making my cookies.
Your chocolate chip cookies?
My chocolate chip cookies. I thought I had.
I don't know that I've ever had one of your chocolate chip cookies.
I don't think you have to bring you some.
Because I think I've only ever had. I've had your brownies.
The brownies,
but,
right?
I've only had your savory food mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to make you a chocolate chip cookies.
All right.
I have to make you some. But I didn't have. I thought I had like another big thing because I buy the big things of vanilla.
Right.
At the store, and I could have sworn I bought like 4 of those, and I didn't have any more vanilla.
Yeah.
And I ended up having some almond extract.
Ooh. Wait, you can have almond extract?
Yeah, but this was imitation.
Okay.
It's imitation almond extract.
I was going to say, because nuts would normally kill you. So.
Right. No, it was imitation almond.
Mm-hmm.
And I put that in the cookies, and they were so good.
Yeah.
But then I still went back to the vanilla. But that one thing, I did substitute them.
Yeah.
And they came out really good.
Mm.
But I still went back to the vanilla.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But then, okay, you know what else?
What?
I was perplexed by. I use big words.
I love it.
In the flu, the home visits.
Oh yeah, the $50 to see 3 patients. What a good deal.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Where is she at?
Mm-hmm.
They had a home visit doctor. I have a home visit vet that comes to see Zoe.
Yeah.
But
have you ever had the vet check anything out on you?
You know what? I asked.
Yeah.
She was like, no. I don't do that. So I was like, okay, forget it then.
So you had to take care of your own hoof?
I did. Wasn't a good impression. Sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, I have a home visit vet. She's amazing. Yes, Dr. Jones. Shout out to Dr. Jones.
I know a lot of people that use the home visit vets. A lot of people use them for cats because cats get so traumatized. I don't know that I've heard, but that's good for the dog too, I guess.
Yeah, Zoe is weird. First of all, Zoe is amazing. That's my schnauzer.
She's very cute.
She is, but Zoe is a little disrespectful.
Yeah?
To
you or everybody?
Everybody. Well, first of all, I think this is my fault. When I first got her, I was so, protective of her because she was only, 9 weeks.
Right.
So I was so protective of her. People would come over. Oh, where's Zoe? I'm like, she hasn't had her shots yet. You can't see her because I don't want you spreading anything.
You didn't want her catching rabies from one of your friends?
There you go.
What kind of nasty people do you have over at your house?
But I was just like, I don't want her to see them. I don't want them to see her. She's precious.
Oh my God.
And so now she's really standoffish to people.
Because you scarred her.
I did. I'm not going to lie. But she is so I'll call her name. I'm like, Zoe, come here. And she if she's sitting down, she'll look behind and I'm demonstrating this so you can know what I'm doing.
So you read my mom's parenting book, and you got all those great tips from her, right? On how to scar your child.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did read that. That was chapter 2. And she is so. I'm like, Zoe, come here, and oh my gosh, it was awful. She's just but I love her. She is she's the cutest thing ever.
Well, she is pretty
cute. My baby.
Our dog is very handsome and looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, I love your pets.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
We got a lot of animals in this house.
They do, but they're all lovable.
They are pretty lovable.
They are.
That is true. Yeah,
I do, and I love pets.
Yeah,
I know what vegan doesn't.
Well,
I mean, there are some.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. There are some.
I've actually been going. Well, this podcast is supposed to stay light on
it
topics,
is.
So we won't go into the ethical debate about because there are some people that are very adamant that animal rights extend to you shouldn't have pets and da da da.
Right.
So, but we were not going to go into that.
No, we're not.
Because
we're vegan cheesecake.
We're vegan cheesecake,
and we keep it light and fluffy.
We're trying to just stay a little silly about all this,
right?
But because we just want to talk about the food that we love to eat.
That's right.
And we do love to eat food.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you like the food that I made you today.
Oh, it was amazing.
So that was good. And I figured if I gave you a salad, then when I give you a cupcake later, you'd be okay.
I would be fine with it.
And you get a parting gift as well.
Listen. For all those, you're jealous. You're really jealous, people. I get to take home a brownie. Yeah. The best damn brownie ever.
Yeah, very rarely do I make those whenever I'm just making them, but I had to make them for a relative. So
I'm so excited.
So you're getting part of that batch.
I have a parting gift. Yay.
I love it. So speaking of parting gifts, let's talk about where people can see us if they want to see us coming up.
Well, the 28th of September. We'll be at Pinecrest for the Wellness Fest and the Vegan Flea Market.
Yes, that's here in Cleveland.
Yes, that's right here in Cleveland, right at Pinecrest, where Whole Foods, if anybody is over there in Orange, Ohio, will be there. And, I actually have something coming up on the 21st.
Oh, yeah.
September 21st. It's the Be Free Project. it is a awesome organization that my friend Shaban Sudbury is. This is her organization, and it's just really, really just a nice camaraderie of sisterhood and all that stuff. So I will be at her Be Free meetup on September 21st. You guys can look up that? Be Free Project. The greenhouse on Lakeshore.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Lakeshore, that area.
Lovely. Well,
yeah, but if not, go check it out on the website or Be Free Project on Instagram and Facebook, all that stuff. Oh, but where you can find us. But then if you want to look for your girl Vegan Vicki, I am on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under Urban Sweetness, and on my website where I have recipes and good stuff at www.urbansweetness.com. What about you, my friend?
Well, I'm going to be at the vegan flea market with you on the 28th. I mean, I don't know how close we'll be to each other, but we'll both be there.
I say we get there early and then
and make them put us together.
Move whoever's next to us away.
And then I will, on the 21st, when you're doing that event with your friend, I will be in York, Pennsylvania at the York, Pennsylvania. I think it's the Harvest Veg Fest, I think is what it's called. So I will be there, and that's very exciting. I've never been to that event before, so I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, you can find Bitchy Vegan Homo at bitchyveganhomo.com, on YouTube, Bitchy Vegan Homo, Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. That's all Bitchy Vegan Homo.
Yes.
And on Facebook, BVH Show. And I do have a page now on my website that lists like upcoming events and things, so you can see where I am and all those links and stuff.
And he's got recipes too.
I do have a lot of recipes on there, including that lentil salad, that curry lentil salad that you just had.
Y'all got to try that. And you have to try that.
And
it was good.
the pumpkin the pumpkin whoopie pies that we're talking about, that's on there, and that is going to be an upcoming episode on the YouTube. That one's filmed. We just have to edit it. So that'll be coming out before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And eventually, I hope to get back in the studio and be filming more episodes. But my studio, they moved locations and they haven't rebuilt my set.
Oh,
so yeah,
that's not nice.
Yeah,
come on, people.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I can't put too much pressure on them, but it'll happen at some point.
You can't, but I can.
Oh, all right.
No, I'm just.
I will let them know. All right. Well,
you know what I want to do? I'm sorry. Before this just thought. I want to follow you. I'm going to do one of your videos. I'm going to videotape me watching you.
Okay.
Cook something. I'm going to cook something of yours.
All right.
I'm going to see how easy
I would love that.
it is.
I'll do it.
Let's do it.
I try to make it simple enough.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right. Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
All right, people. Peace out.